Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, my friends, fellow human beings, aliens, extraterrestrials, I don't know, spiritual energies. Welcome back to the Soul Growing Channel, the One Man Podcast, the Rambling Nature Walks channel. I've seen some video today where trees were moving. Like, I don't know how you could fake a video like this, but it's if like trees were rearranging in the forest. It was crazy. There's so many videos on YouTube that you could see that you're like, how is this possible? Or how, if it's not possible, how is it possible to fake it? Because it looks so real. I don't know, I guess AI could do anything these days. But as I left the house just now, I looked around and there was no people around. And it seems like we're living in an apocalypse. I don't know where you guys are, but if you got people around, it's nice. Here it's like, especially on a Sunday, it seems empty. But yeah, I've been binging on conspiracy theory movies, videos, and it's not the best. I actually had a pretty long walk yesterday with a friend of mine, and we walked barefooted, and I have blisters on my feet now. But we walked for like 2 hours bare feet on a pavement. But yeah, I got a pretty big blister on one foot, and the other has a tiny blister. But we talked about God a lot. Talked about Jesus and this whole like Hollywood industry that basically worships the devil. And say what you want, but there's so much proof of that happening. I don't know, the symbolism, the same way you can worship the God, the same way you can worship the devil. And I think why it's not even myths, it's like real stuff, like real rituals, like the Bohemian Grove or something. It's like it's actually a real place where the elite gather and perform rituals. Why, when you think about it, why rituals? Why out of all the things it's rituals? I don't know, maybe I'll become like a conspiracy theory channel, but this is where I've been digging, and this is where I dug myself into, so I have to talk about it because it's my reality. But yeah, when you think about it, when you watch all those clips and all those videos of all these superstars, why is everything about sex? Why is everything about being sexy? And it's like lust, and lust is the power of the devil. It's like one of the strongest kind of temptations, you could say, of the devil. And I don't know how it is for you to control that temptation, but once you know where it's coming from, it's kind of becomes easier, because then you start to like think about, what do you want to worship, God or the devil? And it's such a kind of difficult, tricky path, because I don't know, I have friends that if you tell them anything about God or Jesus Christ, or they would be cringing, or they would be like, no, we don't need to talk about God. But it was so refreshing yesterday to meet this friend of mine, and he started talking about God and his path and how he's finding it. And dude went through a lot, and it was really refreshing, because I'm not anti-Christ. I'm not like, I don't go around and shout about God either, but I'm definitely, well, you have to be specific, like what kind of God, because I think devil is also a god, but it's the god of evil. I could be wrong. He could be a messenger, or he's I don't know. I think there's good and bad forces in the world, and definitely been close to the bad forces in my life, and I could feel it. And I think what we talked about yesterday, I think maybe God was protecting me to not go in those directions, to not go where there's drugs and alcohol and this kind of like cloud of confusion, because I was feeling bad. And this is like maybe a big realization, like I was feeling bad when I was around it, and I didn't know why, and I had to escape it. And the way I had to escape it was to come back to myself and to really ask myself what is really me, what is really true to me. When I started asking, the road was clear, what I needed to do, and in a way I didn't need to do anything. I just needed to not go the way that everybody else was going, because it was easy to follow somebody else's lead. But when that somebody else disappeared and you were left alone, and you being me, when you started to realize what I was doing, it's like, oh, I'm following this person and their path, and I'm doing what they're doing, almost like mimicking, copying what they're doing, because I want to be where they are, but feeling really fake at the same time, like being not really myself, because that path of becoming yourself is like almost always being in the unknown, almost always being like not knowing where you're going, almost always like not following a safe route. And maybe thinking about that now, thinking about my life, that's how I feel most of the time. Like I'm not in a safe place. Like I'm in a safe place, surrounded by nature, and I'm in a safe place, like my home. I have a safe, but I'm not safe in terms of like where I'm trying to go. And maybe that's good. Maybe in that way you find the original path, the original you, where you need to go and not anybody else. Maybe that's the way to do it. Because I think the devil wants you to choose the easy path, To me, it was always drugs and alcohol. Drugs being weed, first of all. Alcohol is so like easily accepted in my surroundings. I don't know. I grew up around it. I grew up trying it myself, and it possessed me straight away. It possessed me. The devil's drops. That's what we call it in Lithuania, the devil's drops. Spirit, spirits taking you over. That's what I feel like it is. So make sure you're not possessed by some spirits in your surroundings, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, because it could be why you're feeling upset, or why you're feeling sad, or why you're feeling down. I don't know, like communities, like I keep thinking about communities, like I was a part of a community and I had to act a certain way because I was in a community. I had to be a certain way, do certain things, act out my role, and that was like really didn't feel genuine to me, I think maybe that's why I stopped doing what I was doing. Started doing this, just talking and hopefully giving some benefits to other people and to you guys. So most of the time I don't even know what I'm doing, but hope I'm doing God's work, not devil's work. And just by being sober, it's already hard enough to do that, especially when you've been doing the opposite for most of your life, So I appreciate all your support, and I'm proud of you for doing the work that you're doing, because if you're watching this, you're probably looking for something deeper, something meaningful, not necessarily what everybody else around you is propagating, like you're doing something that's your own path, your own route, your own direction, and well done for you. I'm really, really, really proud of you. So keep doing what you're doing. I'll keep doing mine. It's just another day in paradise or hell, whatever you make out of it. Let's not make hell out of this place or our insides, let's not be devils. Let's not be devil's advocates. Let's look for a better thing. So happy to see you here. Have a great day, morning, evening, nighttime. And I'll see you in the next one. Love you. Peace.